Zachariah, what can I do for you?
Not much news in Ophir about Aurora defeating Abundance. You heard anything?
Word is that Green Hope's defeat brought an end to the fighting. Aurora apparently took control of the hydroponics center using militia alongside Technomancers to support their army. And at first, Wisdom showed himself a worthy military strategist, using the militia in battle. Such people, properly motivated, can be surprisingly effective. You'd have to bear witness to the poorer classes of Aurora to fully grasp how badly they were mistreated, to fully grasp how much the mere promise of a place in the council would motivate them to fight, to fully grasp how it helped to deliver quite a blow to Abundance. And while Aurora adopted new strategies, Abundance remained predictable. They had almost no Technomancers, since it's becoming harder to find them in Ophir with each passing day. An interesting development, yes? And one that wiped out their army.
Yeah, thanks for the info. So I went out to see if there's any Vori in the city.
Can I put my mind at ease now?
They're out. Put your worries to rest. I really doubt Anton will send any more our way.
Fantastic. That is an enormous weight off my chest, Zachariah.
Got your merchandise to your client, but while I was there, she told me something troubling.
What's that?
Victor apparently stopped the caravan, tortured and killed its merchants, but he didn't kill them before they told him where Noctis is, and from what she heard, your city's about to be overrun by ASC.
That doesn't quite... All the caravans sent to Ophir have already returned. Strange. Knew we couldn't hide forever. We could try, but... Knew the ASC snakes would slither in at some point. Thank you for the heads up. I'll be sure to send a little something to my client in thanks, too.
I'm sure the ASC's in Noctis. Maybe they replaced the men in the caravan and snuck in the city like that. I'll look into it. If it's true, we need to find the bullshit merchant sooner rather than later.
Zachariah, do you hear yourself? Don't be so paranoid. I told you not to worry, didn't I? Now listen, if you find there's truth to it all, we'll act, and swiftly. But until then, they're just rumors, nothing more. I need another favor, Mr. Mancer. Seems looters have taken to attacking our caravans in the canyon leading to Ophir lately. They would have likely come down to the city in order to fence their spoils. They haven't. This makes me doubt that the thieves are free agents. Perhaps they're working under someone else's interests. But I'd like to have more than a suspicion, and I'd like it to stop. Set up a counter-ambush, catch the looters red-handed, make them talk.
Got a more specific plan?
Bean hatching one. You hide among the merchandise on board one of the caravans, belonging to a merchant I fully trust. When the attack hits...
Then I head back, get as rough as I need to until they tell us who's sending them, and who their mole in Noctis is.
Smart man.
I'll think about it.
Zachariah.
Right. Dandolo sent me.
You're the Mancer, right? He told me about you. I've already started talking about the routes I'll take in the future. If there's a spy, you'll hear about it soon enough.
Good. Then if you're ready, I'm gonna hide in your merchandise.
Get in my sand cell and hide among the cargo. You should be safe there. We're under attack! Get out, quick! Get out!
Who sent you? I can't. The ASC would kill me if... Should have known you worked for Victor. Who told you where to attack? A merchant. The one who always gives us information. Dressed like that one over there. Hey, Brad.
Zachariah, how's the hunting?
I've got your last specimen.
Oh my. A sample of the black mole. I can't even... If you only knew the contributions you're making, the discoveries from the storm locust glands alone. Groundbreaking. And I'll be sure to cite your contribution in all my papers. You've earned it.
A dream come true. Really? You have another sample you're looking for?
Indeed. The shield toad supposedly resides around the Mutant Valley. If you could, I would love to study its skin. Little is known about it. Mutants don't really disclose much about their city, but for a hunter like you, I'm sure capturing such a specimen shouldn't be a hassle.
I'll do my best.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
I stopped the ambush and interrogated the looters. Right all along. Victor's behind it all, and he's got a man in Noctis feeding him information. Apparently one of your merchants. They don't know his name.
A merchant? Bullshit. There's not a merchant alive here who'd betray Noctis. That being said, a man came recently. A trader who left his corporation because he said they were threatening him. He was short on details, and maybe long on lies. Bet ya he's our Mo. Trader, merchant, all the same to the people of Ophir. Not to me, though. Not to a merchant. Maybe you could pay him a visit.
We'll see what he has to say.
Welcome! Welcome. Are we looking for something in particular today?
Do I know you? From Ophir?
Ophir. Yes, the threats of the secret police forced me to leave the city.
And somehow threatened you enough that you're now working for them?
I won't be taken alive, Mancer! Stop! Stop, please! He has my family and threatened to kill them if I didn't tell him where the caravans were. I promise. I didn't have a choice!
That's how Victor works. You have a weakness, he'll exploit it. Get out of the city, and don't come back. Dandolo's not one for betrayal, for any reason. You stay, and you won't live long.
Yes. Yes. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Go on. What do you think?
I didn't really get a good look.
Zachariah, what can I do for you?
You were right. The traitor was dirty. I barely started asking before he unwound.
You're an intimidating force, Mr. Mancer. Then what?
I told him to get out of Noctis.
And now what? He runs to his master and divulges everything he knows about our defenses, our city. Your pity might well cost us more than just one man's life now. But who am I to judge you not killing a man? We've seen too much blood already in these times. Forgotten life is sacred. Maybe he won't survive the trip. It's a long trip to Ophir on foot. Beneath the sun, among the creatures, brutal. So we'll cross our fingers and hope it does him in. Thank you for your efforts, even if I wished they'd taken a different turn.
Hello there, Zachariah. What do I owe the pleasure?
I'm afraid that the ASC managed to infiltrate the city where I'm currently living. Thought that maybe you could help me. You seem to be up to date on what they do.
Victor. Our nemesis. Very well. I'll tell you what I know. Victor got his hands on a commercial caravan, tortured its members in order to find out the location of their notorious secret city, the mysterious Noctis. He managed to send some of his men there. So take this with a grain of salt. But now I'm convinced Victor's got both mercenaries and religious dignitaries on ASC payroll there. Watch out, Zachariah.
Thank you, Bulgakov. Hi.
Hello there, Mr. Mancer. Good to see you. So, what did you learn?
I was able to get some answers for you.
Great. I knew you would. Go on, what did you find?
Keep names out of this. Be clear.
Of course. Our sources are always protected. Go on.
According to my source, the Army's reducing its troops by 50%, and the official reasons are the rising rates of desertion, the number of Technomancer arrests, and the shrinking size of the standing force during peacetime. But she says this doesn't explain everything, as many good officers and soldiers are being let go without reason, and replaced by members of the ASC. In fact, the fear is if the ASC attempted a coup today, the Army couldn't stand in the way because there are too many ASC entrenched in its ranks.
That's terrifying. And it's news that'll hit the hearts of people in this city. All the people with soldiers and their families, soldiers who fought hard, now being fired only to make room for spies. What else did you find out?
I talked to an expert on corporation politics who had first-hand knowledge about Aurora and us.
And how'd he say Abundance lost?
Aurora's troops were led by a general named Wisdom, who used Technomancers, and apparently they've got a lot more than we do, especially recently.
So Abundance arrests and detains you and your brothers, our greatest weapons, and fall because of it. Guess that's karma.
But what's more, they rallied the common people, recruited local and national militias who were feverishly motivated by the promise of gaining a voice on Aurora's council. Aurora became the first corporation to empower its people to fight. So while Aurora brought everyone together for the war, strengthening their numbers, Abundance fought weakened, bleeding their ranks, arresting its own Technomancers. Our army, well-trained and well-equipped as it is, didn't stand a chance. We lacked the Technomancers to lead the charge and the motivation of Aurora's militias to persevere.
That's incredible. By giving power to the people, Aurora all but assured its victory. The power of unification is real. And the self-sabotaging nature of our government ruled by paranoia and fear cost us the war.
I also talked to a mutant who heard about the camp breakout and the mutant who led it.
Fantastic. And?
The mutants in that camp were living in hell, day in and day out. They'd finally just had enough. So one day, a guard was beating on a mutant too tired to work. As much as the others pleaded, the guard wouldn't stop. so another mutant stepped in and hit him back. The guards threatened to kill 10 mutants in retaliation. And that lit the fuse. With the help of a prisoner from Aurora, the mutants got their hands on some tools, and the riot started. They weren't trying to escape. They just wanted the abuse to stop. But the way the guards reacted made the mutants fear that it would only get worse. So they got out, led by a mutant named Scum. It's now a bit of a legend among them.
And where'd they go?
I can't tell you that.
Fair enough. You need to protect your sources, right? Another story the people need to hear. It's what happens when you mistreat beasts long enough. Eventually, they'll turn on you. Thanks for all the information. Once I write the articles and get them out there for people to read, I think the people are gonna have a wake-up call about how different the truth is from the propaganda their government's feeding them.
Hope it makes a difference.
You and me both. But real change has to start with the truth. Hold on. I've got one more thing to ask of you, if I could. One more thing to really make sure we can ignite some change.
And what's that?
We put our news on the city walls. The man who's been doing it for us lives in the exchange. Getting there, though, has honestly gotten too dangerous for us.
So you want me to be your delivery man?
A deliverer of truth to those who have been starved of it, yes. If you would do that for us.
Yeah, I can do it for you. I'll see you later. Hello. I brought back some articles to hang around your city.
Keep your voice down. Quiet. Tell our mutual friend that soon, these will be hanging on every other wall in the city.
How you gonna make that happen?
I'll make stencils of the text and then go around the city with volunteers and hit every wall we find. Soon, everyone in Ophir will know the truth.
Captain, good to see you. I found refuge in a city that doesn't belong to Abundance, if you can believe it. But it seems that Victor managed to infiltrate it. I know I'm asking a lot from you, but if you have any information on this...
We're talking about an act of aggression toward a foreign power, and what I'm telling you is akin to treason, Zachariah. It's almost sure that Victor is preparing an attack upon our refuge city, but not with our own troops. From what I was told, he has hired mercenaries and even embedded some of his men. The craziest part of the story is that he's preparing a war without an army, with the sole goal of capturing you. At this stage, that verges on psychosis. He's obsessed with you. Watch out. He's becoming more and more vicious, and he won't stop at anything to capture you and your Technomancer colleagues.
Thank you, Captain. I know the ASC's in Noctis, and I bet they got in pretending to be the crew of that caravan. They gotta be embedded in the population by now, hiding in plain sight. But if they're pretending to be merchants among real merchants, that's not gonna fly too long. If they were smarter, they would have come in as refugees. Better start asking around. I'm sure folks aren't buying it.
Repent! We won't have access to the Blue Paradise so long as we are not all absolved of our sins. You came here to wash your soul?
I had something else in mind. I came here to ask for some information regarding your parishioners. Did you notice any strange behavior among some of them?
My parishioner's life is none of your business. You're not one of them, and yet you take the liberty of judging them based on your corrupt beliefs. You are not a believer. You are just one of those pragmatic cynicals, a bad seed.
Listen, preacher, we might have significant differences, but I'm sure that you only want the best of your flock. And I heard that a man from Abundance has tampered with some of them in order to conquer this city. I guess that he spoke badly about me because he knows that I'm against this invasion. I've seen too many people suffer from the war. And in addition to that, Abundance does not tolerate public temples, which would put an end to your lectures.
An invasion? Really? By the shadows! That old son's henchman hadn't told me that. And my temple? You're saying that they're forbidden there? How awful! I must stop that evil being! Send him back to roast under the nefarious beams of his master! I'm surprised his servants weren't mutants. but maybe they were in disguise. More pressing, however, is it that these servants have convinced some of my followers and now have come here to tempt me. Do not worry. The Shadow has opened my eyes to save my soul. But has it done so for my followers? The mutation is preparing to make its way towards them. A pity.
Can never be too careful with religious types, so I'll have to keep an eye on these folks. They can spread ideas like wildfire.
Welcome, welcome. What's your pleasure? What are you looking for?
Hey, did you by any chance see a caravan come back from Ophir lately? Would have had some members who might have looked different than they did when they left.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. And they're no regular merchants, that's for sure. They've been trying to blend in, imitate our accents, clothes, and all that. But not that well. They try damn hard, though. What happened to the real merchants? No, forget it. I don't even want to know. Scares the hell out of me. Rather not know.
Fair enough. Thanks.
Most exotic goods on the planet. All here, in one stall.
I'm looking for information about a caravan that recently came back from Ophir.
Ah, yes. Yes. The merchants who aren't, you mean? Yes, I knew the caravan's chief. And, yeah, the one who came back kinda looks like him, but sure as hell doesn't act like him. This might sound crazy, but seems to me all those merchants were replaced with... I don't know, but they're not from here. And instead of selling their goods, they're busy asking around about the guards and stock and that sort of thing.
Can you point them out to me?
I could, but I won't. I don't want any involvement. I don't want to be replaced. I'll just tell ya, they've been regular clients since they came back.
Fair enough. I'll just keep an eye on your clients for a while. Thank you. So we know the spies are embedded in certain groups, but to find out who the spies are among them, we're gonna need to keep a constant eye on all of them. Can't do it on my own, though. Gonna need all my brothers and sisters to take turns, so we can stay discreet.
Take a look. Good as new. Like she's right off the factory floor.
Okay, great. So we can get anywhere we need to go?
To the horizon and back if you need to.
Greetings, Zachariah.
I'm gonna need everyone's help. ASC's infiltrated Noctis, and as you already know, that's not a good thing.
We just got away from them. Why can't they just leave us alone? What? What do you want us to do about it? Most of us are terrified of them. They're immune to our powers.
I understand your frustration and your fear. I wasn't there, and don't even want to imagine what they put you through. But we don't back down from fear. We're military. We fight. And I will be damned if we will back down from a few fucking ASC spies with lightning rods.
I hope you can see our secret's at risk. But I agree, the best defense is a strong first attack. If we hide and wait for them, we put our secret even more at risk. So what do you propose we do?
From what I can tell, the spies have weaseled their way into 3 groups, but we can't move until we know which members are from the ASC. Moles disguise themselves as mercenaries, religious zealots, and even merchants.
Then I'll dispatch some eyes to keep tabs on those groups.
Thank you.
You know how lucky we are that your Technomancer friends are gonna help us? It's terrifying to know how many groups were infiltrated. The damage they could do could bring Noctis to its knees. You really think Victor's gunning for control of the city?
He just thinks it's an obstacle he can eliminate with the sweep of a hand.
Then he's misjudged the size of the obstacle. We're a lot stronger here than he could possibly imagine.